Hey there folks, Tom Rigsby here from TomRigsby.com. This week we're talking about how to build value into your most important resource. If you don't know what that resource is, I would invite you to stay tuned. This is 7 Minutes in the Morning. Hey folks, good morning and welcome. This is 7 Minutes in the Morning. It's your daily dose from me, your business coach. My name is Tom Rigsby. You know, I talk all the time about how our job as entrepreneurs is to add value to our customers' lives. There's another important area that we need to think about when we're thinking about adding value, and that's ourselves. We are our second most important resource. I think I said in the open the most important. Your most important resource is time. You can never get a refill of that. But your second most important resource is yourself, right? So if you can't add value, if you can't create or ingest value into yourself, what are you going to have to turn around and give out to your customers? So I want to use an old axiom as our model today. I'm sure you probably heard garbage in, garbage out. Well, I want to turn that around and say value in, value out. All right, so how do you get value in so that you can turn around and give value out? Well, there are a number of ways, and we're going to go through some of those specific things this week. But this morning, the thing I want you to get your arms around is that you are a diminishing resource. What you know today, the skills, the knowledge, everything that you brought to this business to get it to the point where it is today is a diminishing resource. If you don't add to it, if you don't grow it, if you don't nourish it, it loses value over time. I mean, think about it this way. Let's say you are the best icebox repairman on the face of the planet. Well, that's great as long as they're ice boxes, but this newfangledy refrigerator thing is going to put you out of work sooner or later. Right? So you have to find ways to refill that vessel of value that exists within you. Right? There are lots of great ways to do that, and lots of different modalities. That's something that we'll talk about this week also. But just because you brought something to the game on day one doesn't mean that you have, and you may have had the best one in your market, but that doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. You don't get an endless opportunity to stay on top. You have to work hard to stay there. Right? Now, there is some value in being first to the market, and there's a lot of debate that goes on about this. There is some value in being first because then everybody else is playing catch up. But sooner or later, even if you're first and you're winning because you're in front, you will have to compete with everybody else on value. Right? Value is where customers make that decision whether they want to spend their money with you or spend it with somebody else. Now, if this value that we have inside us is a diminishing resource, then and can go away, then that means that it can be refilled also, right? So I want you to start thinking today about some of the ways that you might do that. And we'll talk a lot this week about specific ways to do that, but I want to just seed your thought a little bit for the rest of the week, right? Where does value within you come from? Is it truly just your knowledge? Is it the physical skills that you've developed over a career that you can paint, or you can, whatever your skill is, that you can do that better than anybody else? Is that where the value comes from? Or maybe are there other places? Does your personality have anything to do with it? Right? If it does, then the rest that you get the night before, the physical conditioning that you're in, all of those things are going to play a part. Right? If you didn't get a good night's sleep and you're grumpy the next day, and then you deal with customers that day, they're going to think you're just a grumpy person, right? So all of those things, you have to look at these things holistically, right? I know I talk a lot on the show about specific tactics and marketing and delivery and awareness and customer problems and those sorts of things. I want to spend this week talking about making an investment in you, you making an investment in you, because that's what's going to keep you in the position to be a market leader and to win out over your competition. All right? If you have questions about this topic or anything that we've talked about, I'd love to hear from you. Please send me an email, tom@tomrigsby.com. You can also check out the website, tomrigsby.com, or 7minutesinthemorning.com. That's where all of the back episodes of 7 Minutes can be found. You can go all the way back to episode number 1. You know, I was doing a little bit of planning last night. We're closing in on the first year of the show, and it just doesn't really seem possible that I'm coming up on 200 episodes. But that whole library is there. You can go look at those. And on both sites, you'll be prompted to sign up for the newsletter, to join my elite members list. On that list, you get the first shot at this program and all of the information that I put out through both of those venues. So if you'll sign up for that, you be sure that you won't miss anything. All right, that's it for today. You can also check out the Facebook page, 7minutesinthemorning.com/Facebook. Leave questions and comments there. Love to hear from you. Until tomorrow, when I'll be back, my name is Tom Rigsby. I'm your business coach.